Hi guys, I'm sorry to tell you this, but I can honestly say that I think Australia has peaked. Not just because of charts like this to show what an absolute disaster successive governments have made the housing market. I mean, just look at it. Look at what they have made house prices compared to what is actually affordable. Young people, renters and first home buyers might as well just give up at this stage and try and escape to somewhere else where the government may actually respect them and does not just want them in the country to enrich property investors. I can honestly say it's a tragedy, but if the young don't leave now, then they will have to rent forever, which will further enrich the parasitic class. And we all know the richer the parasitic class get and the more protected they are by the government, the bolder they get in their ill treatment of renters. So the other main reason that I think that Australia has peaked can be seen on the video now. This site can be seen right across Australia in nearly every suburb. Once Australia had family-sized houses with gardens where kids could play, but look at it now. And if you're like me and grew up in the UK and embarrassingly watched Neighbours as a kid, then you would remember those big houses on nice-sized sections, and you would have been crazy jealous of the life that the average Australian once led. But look at the state of it now. Where there was one house sitting for generations, for all the older generations to enjoy, now you've got two or more small prison-like houses squeezed onto one section. Previous generations enjoyed a bit of space and heaven forbid a garden, a proper sized garden, not the garden the same size as a tea towel. Just imagine the previous homeowners could even walk down the side of their house to the back garden. Now you can't even fit a cigarette paper between a house and a boundary fence. It's crazy to think that this is considered a luxury in this day and age. The age where Albo has opened the floodgates to the world just to keep his Ponzi alive. What makes things even worse is that these half-house prisons cost an absolute fortune. Much more than the full section house would have cost just 4 years ago. Australia is literally becoming a dystopian nightmare. The only people who could possibly think that this is progress are the people who are making an absolute fortune out of this destruction of society. E.g. the developers or the previous owner who was more than likely an investor anyhow. And they're everywhere as we know. So yes, the good old days are over. The government would obviously at this point rather import new, fully grown, compliant young adults who do not need the expensive schooling spent on them and who don't mind living in a box on a tiny section. And to think all of this was by design just to keep the Ponzi from collapsing. The whole soul of Australia is being sacrificed for the benefit of the few at the expense of every generation that follows from this point forward. It's just an absolute disaster, it really is. So guys, it was great while it lasted I suppose, but the old adage that weak men create hard times is so relevant to Australia that it's not even funny. And I wish you all the best of luck Australians, but I think you need more than luck at this point. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, then please do so, and I will see you all on the next one. Cheers for that.